Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Sunday, January 23rd, 2022. We got NBA player props, spreads, over-unders here for you today. My name is Steve. We're going to have 4 picks that I think are great value bets for the Sunday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, please also consider hitting that like button as well. It really does help us out. Be sure to also check out our community Discord page, guys. It's a great place to connect with our community and to get new ideas for bets. Highly encourage you to check that out. We always have a lot of fun in the Discord. We'll have a link in the comments and in the description of that. Be sure to also put your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, now time for a quick shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. Gotta get the bag, Shane Davis and Wilkie. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all here at the channel. If you're interested in checking that out, there is a join button down below to become a Straight Fire MVP. We'll also have a link in the description of that. It doesn't work on some devices, guys. I've been trying to troubleshoot it. But the link should work, so if you guys hit the link, it should work if you're interested in that. Like I said, no pressure on that stuff. Just like to make you guys aware of that. I think there, you get some custom emojis, things of that nature. So nothing crazy. It's just, just another thing. Okay, now results from the previous episode, guys. For our comment cappers, we had Andre dropping some late heat in the chat. I caught it before the Pacers-Suns game here. Dropping the under 58.5 points in the Pacers-Suns game. That cash there, so great call out there from Andre. As far as our stream results, we went 2-1. Pretty solid episode for us, and a little bit of an unlucky break there at the end of the night as well as far as on the loss. We're able to cash the over 230.5 points in the Kings-Bucks game relatively easily. There's 260 points scored, so we love to see that. We were also able to cash the Darius Garland PRA line. He finished with 35. We had the over 34.5. That was definitely a sweat. Got off to a slow start. Really picked it up in the second half to deliver for us. We love to see it. And then we missed on the Jay Crowder over 4.5 rebounds. He had 2, and then he ended up going out in the third quarter with a wrist injury. So I think we would have still had a great chance, honestly, to cash that line. And unfortunately, like I said, he got injured. Not a lot you could do about that. But we're going to get after it today, guys. Let's get right into our picks. Let's get this 4-0. So getting right into our picks. At number 1, we are going with Reggie Jackson over 23.5 PRAs here for the Los Angeles Clippers at -122 odds. So guys, make sure you get your bets in for this one early. This is one of our early games here on the day. I believe this game starts at 1 o'clock, so be sure to get your bets in early, and that's Eastern time. Jackson is 3 out of 3 in his last 3 games to this line, so love seeing that. He's averaging 25 PRAs on the road versus 23.7 at home, so we'd love to see that. And like I said, I love the fact that he's hot here lately. Pretty solid matchup here for him as well. Knicks allow the 12th most assists, the 10th most rebounds, and the 20th most points to point guards. Now, obviously, as far as the points go, not quite as good. That's why initially I was looking at his point line. He does have a lot of success versus the Knicks, pretty much in every category here. Jackson has cashed this line in 9 of his last 11 games versus the New York Knicks, including 5 out of 5 at Madison Square Garden. So we love to see that type of stuff, guys. He could definitely get it done here. No, obviously, no Paul George makes a big difference. They need him to score the basketball. And I think he'll be in line here to have a big game versus the Knicks. Definitely hoping to at least see him get on the glass, get a few rebounds, get a few assists. Just so I don't got to worry about him having to put up 25 points. Obviously we want to see some of that stuff. Some of that stuff is a little finicky, especially when you're talking about rebounds to point guards. I think he will obviously grab a few. He's always good for a few. But, man, some games you just never know. It's like point guards are sometimes hard to trust on that front. So, like I said, solid matchup here for Jackson, right? He's been hot here lately. He's got great history versus the Knicks. He's got better history on the road. So you got to love all these factors, guys. I love it there for a number 1 pick. Reggie Jackson over 23.5 PRAs here for the Los Angeles Clippers at -122 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're rolling with the under 215.5 points in the Bulls Magic game at -110 odds. So 7 of the last 10 meetings here have hit the under. So we love seeing that, including 2-0 this season to the under. So Honestly, love seeing those things, guys, where we already have success on the season to the under. And no Zach LaVine for this game, right? I think that's a big offensive piece here for the Bulls missing. Definitely anticipating the under hitting, especially with him off the floor. Now, as far as pace of play, we don't have a huge edge as far as that goes. The Orlando Magic 13th in pace of play. Chicago Bulls 16th in pace of play. Now, I will say this. The Bulls are actually 25th in pace of play in the last 5 games. So, with the injuries that they have here to Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, those are significant. So definitely slowing them down here offensively, which we do love to see. Less possessions is very good for us. But believe it or not, the Orlando Magic are actually 5th in pace of play in their last 5. So that is interesting to note, kind of, how these things affect. Cole Anthony coming back for the Magic definitely probably helps boost that there for the Magic. But it's still, like I said, still balances out to be average. The Bulls are going to try to slow this game down, obviously. Now, by the numbers, the Bulls score 108.2 points per game on the road, which is significantly less than at home. And the Magic score 99.7 points per game at home. So, as far as points per game allowed, Bulls allow 108.6 points per game on the road. Magic allow 111.8 points per game at home. So by the numbers, if you average this out, you're left with an average of about 213.5 points if you average all 4 factors. But you got to consider, like I said, the history that we already have, 2-0 on the season to the under. You got to consider the injuries here to Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball, obviously, which are very significant as well. So we love seeing that, honestly. On the season, I don't trust right now either of these two teams offensively. Right now, the Magic are second worst in all the NBA in offensive efficiency. The Bulls in the last 3 games are 8th worst. 8th worst in offensive efficiency. So normally the Bulls are pretty solid on the offensive side, but like I said, without LaVine, it makes a huge difference. So I love it there, guys. A lot of convincing data here to the under. Love it there for a number 2 pick. Under 215.5 points in the Bulls Magic game at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are rolling with Joel Embiid over 11.5 rebounds here for the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 104 odds. So yes, we're going to have a little bit of a sweat bet, I'm afraid, here, guys. This is one of those lines. It's a little scary, a little on the high side. Typically, I don't attack these type of lines. But there's a lot of convincing data here that I like. So we're going to roll it. I do like the plus value as well. We always love to get plus value on our bets. Embiid is 4 out of 5 in his last 5 games to this line. He's 4 out of 5 in his last 5 games versus the San Antonio Spurs to this line as well. And we know on the season, something I've tracked all year. That's why it's kind of popped at me when I was looking at it. Spurs allow the 3rd most rebounds in the NBA to centers and the 5th most overall in the NBA. So they do give up a lot of rebounds. There'll be a lot of opportunity here for Joel Embiid. So I don't think it's coincidence that he's had success versus the Spurs, right? The matchup is obviously very good, so we'll take that. Now, he does average just 10.1 rebounds per game on the road versus 11.3 at home, so we're not getting an edge there as far as him being on the road. But I'm still fine with that. He's averaging 12.6 rebounds per game in his career versus the San Antonio Spurs, so love seeing that. And that's over a full rebound above the line that we need here. And like I said, I love the recent success. I love the historical success here versus the Spurs as well. I love the way Embiid overall is playing right now. He's very engaged, obviously. And he's been very, very good. Very, very dominant. He's hit his points line, it feels like, just about every game. His points line here is up to 32.5, guys. I wanted to play his points line. If it was like even 30.5, 29.5, I really wanted to play his points line. But I just, 32.5, I think it's just a little too much to rely on him to hit that. Now, he certainly could, and he probably will, because he's been honestly so dominant. But I do like the rebound line here, guys. Like I said, this might be a little bit of a sweat bet. It's one of those lines that typically I don't enjoy, but in this particular spot, I do like it. So, love it there, guys, for our number 3 pick, Joel Embiid, over 11.5 rebounds here for the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 104 odds. Okay, and finally at number 4, we're going back to Old Faithful here on the channel, guys. From early on in the season, this guy was an absolute cash cow for us. We are going with James Harden under 27.5 points here for the Brooklyn Nets at minus 116 odds. A lot of factors why I really love this bet. James Harden is 12-2 to this under with Kyrie Irving on the floor, including 4 out of 5 this season with Kyrie Irving on the floor to this under. So love seeing that. He's 9-1 in his last 10 games overall to this underline. So, there's a lot to love there. 90%. You can't be disappointed with that. This is also not a good matchup for James Harden either, right? Timberwolves are 7th best versus point guards as far as points allowed. 12th best versus shooting yards. So they play the perimeter pretty solid there with Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and Patrick Beverley. Now, Beverley is listed as questionable for this game. I am hoping that he could play. But even if he doesn't, I'm still absolutely fine with that. We still ran as under versus the Timberwolves earlier on in the season without Beverley on the floor, and we still were able to cash. So, honestly, I'm still very comfortable here. We're working with a lot more points. Obviously, because no Kevin Durant. Now, as far as that goes, I did dot my I's, cross my T's. Harden is also 3 out of 4 in his last 4 games to the under without Kevin Durant. Now, typically, I wouldn't like this point line as far as, typically if Durant wasn't playing, but because Kyrie is back now, that's why I do like this underline. I do think we are getting some really sneaky value here. So, Harden averages just 23.2 points per game on the road, obviously well below this average here. Minnesota also 10th best and 2nd best. 10th best in defensive efficiency and 2nd best at home in defensive efficiency, which is what we love to see. They play better defense even at home. So honestly, I love to see that. Now, technically, James Harden is 3-2 in his last 5 games to the over versus the Timberwolves. But like I said, Timberwolves are doing this new thing this year where they're playing really good defense. I don't know if you guys have been observing that. Kind of foreign to me. I'm like, Timberwolves good defensive team this year. It shocked me from early on in the season. They maintained it up till now. They're still playing solid defense overall. So, honestly, I love it there, guys. A lot of convincing data here to the under for James Harden. Love it there for number 4 pick. James Harden under 27.5 points here for the Brooklyn Nets at -116 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We may also be dropping a few additional plays in the comment section as well. Be sure to be on the lookout for those. Not sure yet. If we do, we'll have them pinned at the very top there in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. We have a busy day here in sports. In both the NBA and the NFL. We have the divisional round, and we have a lot of games here in the NBA. So I wish you all the best of luck on your wagers today. Let's cash out. Let me know what you're playing down in the comment section. Be sure to check out our Discord as well. It's a great place to connect with us there. Let's cash out today, guys. Let's get this 4-0. Let's cash your bets as well. And that's going to do it for me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace out.